The important things are managed user section, where users are the basically, I'll show you the important things of administrator section. All users, admin users, and active users. Active users, just remember always that active users licenses only count. If you want to reuse the user's license, if you have got a short of licenses, then you can actually see one of the license which is already utilized and active, and if you feel it is of not or least use for some time, and you want to give access to someone else, so you can deactivate one license, meaning one user of that license, and then you can activate one more. I mean, the capacity gets created for the same license for the another new user. Okay, if the limit is exhausted. This is what about the new user and reset passwords. You can actually reset password also. System admin gets this privilege. Otherwise, for the other profiles, you have to actually go to profile and reset that security setting. Right? See here on profile what I did, I just checked the special privileges, reset user passwords and unlock user. These privileges checked for this particular profile, because this is system admin profile, right, as I told you. So basically it has got mostly all the high level privileges, higher privileges, so it was checked. But if you are creating one profile on your own, which is custom profile, and you want actually to give so some of the dedicated admins are there, right, who performs only user creation, locking, unlocking or kind of job, so they just get light profile, but they get this access, reset password and all that. Okay. Generally manage billing, manage business hours and holidays. So basically these are the admins who overall manage the very light level of things, light level of org details, org level details. Okay, so you can give the such kind of features here you can check for. So n number of features basically API enabled are for mainly for integration users. Author apex and all, it is again for integration. Assign permission set, it is for roles and we have covered roles and profiles, right? Permission sets also, I'll tell you what it is. Manage IP, manage knowledge article. This few of the things are I have already told you. Manage letterheads. So letterheads, email templates are a very special administration activities, right? So one has to have a permission to try to access that area basically. Okay, so those permissions can be managed only by profile level settings. Okay. Then if they don't have those permissions, so they will see these sections only, but those particular areas will be literally wiped out from here. So they will not see these sections such heavy, because here almost every drop down you click, actually every link point you collapse, what happens is you get lot many things actually, because you have got the highest level of privileges to perform any operations in a system. But any other custom profile will definitely have less than this ones. Okay. Users, then adoption manager is just a very small thing actually. It is not really used and not even used, so let it be. Mass email users, mass emails basically, selective view. This actually in my whole career it was never needed yet. I mean, roles and permission sets are the important thing. So role hierarchy we generally have to set up, right? So we have checked what role hierarchy is. Then permission sets, I will cover this one. This is actually a kind of only profile itself, but say for example your profile has got some permissions, okay, and now you don't want to disturb some profiles. Profile is very sensitive area. Say for example this particular is, just assume for now this is actually some other custom profile, okay, not a system admin. Suppose some custom system admin or assistant system admin kind of profile, okay, which has got a less privileges probably. This every click matters, right, because it defines the whole permission of that object on the whole data of the organization. So every click matters. If someone has got here and just edited this section and changed its little section, right? So for system administrator profile, I will not be able to change anything because this is the highest one. So system generally keeps lock on it. There is a reason behind it, because it is system admin. I am logged in with it. If I say, for example, remove reset password or login features and any object access level thing from here, then there is no other higher profile who will come here, log in here, and once remove would be able to add this permission back again. There is no such profile. So for the highest level of standard profile, they don't allow you to edit anything. But for your information, even there are other standard profiles in the system. They also come with a very limited capacity of to be allowed to be edited. Say for example, these are the profiles, right? So whatever is the custom profile, there is a custom checkbox automatically ticked. Okay, so these are those Salesforce created it, but these are the custom ones. They don't come as a package of a standard. So user is still allowed to edit these profiles up to the complete extent. See, everything is editable. Okay, if you make default, you don't make it default and all that, everything is editable, all these checkboxes and everything. Okay, but now if you see any standard, okay, contract manager, suppose standard profile, if I try to edit, not everything will be editable. See, even if it is in editable mode, these special permissions not able to edit. Object level permission, I am not able to edit. Only specific limited permissions are given. You can't edit it. Then how to use this one, right? Only certain things. This section is editable, the password reset and lockout period and all that, and these tab level details, default on, off, and application visibility, which you can even do from your home tab. Once you log in for yourself, you can do it. So that is only possible here on standard profiles. So now the question is, if I want to keep a contract manager, and there are 100 people probably in my organization who will be contract managers, who will need this level of permission. But in future, their permissions might change here and there, right? Because this change may require, if in future, suppose 5 more objects added, and they want only create edit permission there, or they want all the permissions here, because say for example on custom object, they haven't given any permissions by default, and now you are not even able to allowed to edit anything. So how to do that? If say for example new object is added in future and they want all the permissions, contract and all custom contract to be created and all, how to do that? Simple funda is clone it. Okay, clone this. Okay, clone this so that all the settings what are all available here will come there. Okay, so say for example I will give name here as custom contract manager, right? And I'll save it. So now you see, if one thing you have observed, just like while user creation I associated licenses, this also comes up with license association. Okay, so you have to be careful. You have to understand, yes, it is also with Salesforce license, meaning while associating this custom profile with any user, I will be only able to associate this profile when I select the Salesforce license. If I select platform license for that user, I won't be able to see this profile in a profile dropdown. Okay, because this will come in a profile dropdown only if license dropdown is having Salesforce value. Okay, this is very license specific things. Okay, we have already created that one, custom profile. Basically, that's why it is not allowing me to save. Yeah, so here custom contract manager, right? This one is what we have created. So if you see custom contract manager, which I have created now, custom contract manager, you see this custom profile checkbox checked. Now if you observe, as of now I haven't edited any setting here. Okay, so the only change it has done is custom profile. Okay, it has checked automatically. You don't have control over this. You don't even have control on last modified and created by. Okay, but now these are all the settings in read only mode. Okay, but now say for example if you want to edit anything, see everything is fully editable because it is custom profile. Okay, everything is fully editable, all the special permissions, everything. I mean, you can almost give him right like system administrator by clicking everywhere, by giving every permission here. Okay, you can give all the rights, you can give all, modify all rights to every object, on all the custom object, all modify rights, anything you can do. Okay, you can make him almost system admin right at that level. High assurance. Yeah. So this is actually the power of custom and standard profile. Basically, standard is the set when you really don't want to give any restrictions or anything, any additional permission, and you are very sure about it. Then just assign those standard profiles. But generally, standard profiles are not meant to be assigned to users. They are meant to be they are actually a set of available feature for you. Basically, they have very well understood what basically the job of contract manager is, and that is why they created a profile with a contract manager, which will, if you observe properly, thoroughly, which will have all the access, only necessary access actually, as per the standard concept of a sales business, what contract does. So that will have all that information or profile level setting there. Okay, if you want to customize, there is always a way. Clone it so that at least all the basic information will be available. You don't need to click on think about any checkbox before clicking and all. You just clone the custom existing standard profile and save it as a custom, so that in future you have capability to modify any permission in that profile once you clone it and save it as a custom one. Okay, so that is actually the power of profiles. If you don't want to actually create another profile, actually clone profile, there is another way to do it. Say for example, I wanted the standard contract manager to be there, but just one permission. Suppose standard contract manager will go on contract manager, right? This is standard profile. Suppose I want to assign these only features to some user, only except two features, say department and employees. I want to give them a full access. Okay, but here being a standard profile, I am not able to allow this one to add those features actually. Okay, those object features I'm not allowed to add. So what will happen, I will create a permission set. See, permission set. Okay, it will say new. It will also, it should ask, yeah, license it is asking, right? Correct. So you just need to be careful about license, because that custom profile contract manager is also having Salesforce user license. Okay, so now if you want some functionality which is additional to this profile, you want to assign to that user, so you will do it by assigning them permission set. So you make sure you create a permission set which is of a same license type, okay, as of their profile. So I'll go to permission set, create new, select license type as Salesforce, label sample permission set. Okay, session activation, no need. What I'm doing now is I can edit properties. Okay, now I can clone this permission set, delete, edit, and manage assignment. So basically there are different sections, right? App section is there. If I edit properties, it will just assign, yeah, manage assignments, add assignments. What are all the assignments I need to add? Oh, sorry, it is directly bringing me to that. I'll first add permission set. Object permissions. Okay, see object settings, I went to this permission set. Now I want to actually give the permissions on the department object and employee object, right? So I'll go to department object. I will edit here. Okay, and suppose I want to give them full permission. Okay, they can modify all the departments related information and employee related information. I will save this one. So object level setting is done. There are different permissions, right? Now I'm again going back to object settings. I want to do the same for employee objects. What I'm doing, I'm going on edit, making it available, tab settings tab also I'm making available, visible. CRUD operations, suppose I want on them, and I'm saving this. Okay. Now as I'm done with property editing is just basic editing. Okay, label and API name. Okay, and manage assignment basically brought us to the all the different, sorry, not manage assignment, this section, right? Permission set overview, and then if you go to overview, what are all the things allowed to be edited? Either application, connected app, object level setting, application level permissions, Apex class access, all these, and system permissions, right? Those special kind of permission checkboxes. So that all. So all these actually are are connected with one or the other section on the profile section. Okay, like page layouts and all. It is basically a profile detail level. Then it will be like custom object layout, field level security. It will lead you somewhere here only. Special permission meaning administrative permissions. Okay. Where I am. Yeah, so I added that on object. Now comes the manage assignments. So now it is actually user level assignment basically. So like as profile you assign to individual user, permission set also you assign to individual user only. So if say for example, like if you do some changes on the profile level, okay, and so this will be applicable to all the profiles, suppose all the users using that profile, okay. But say for example you don't want to do that for all the users. Suppose there are 100 contract managers in system. If you want that permission to be given to like updated for all the 100 users, then you will directly go to permission set custom profile and edit that particular section. Okay, as it is not standard one, standard doesn't allow to be edit to edit that section. You will create custom profile, clone from standard, and you will just update it here. But what if your condition is okay, and this can be done either assigning permission set plus assigning profiles or assigning profile level settings. Okay, but in this scenario, permission set creation is not favored or not preferred. Why? Because this profile basically is suppose custom profile. So you are editing here only on the one profile, and it is applicable to all the 100 users. Okay, who are already having that profile. But if you create a permission set now and you just add those settings and try to assign this permission set to all those profiles, you can't assign it at profile level. So you will have to assign that to manually to 100 users. So that's why that assigning of a permission set is a hectic approach. Okay, technically it is same, but in that scenario it will be hectic approach. So you will go with the direct profile level edit. But sometimes what happens is, like suppose there are 100 contract managers, but they want actually some special permission to be given to only 10 contract managers, and you don't want to disturb this access level setting of the existing people. Okay, this is very crucial thing once it is set up in the running organization or running production instance. So what you will do is you will just create a permission set and provide those additional privileges there on that permission set and assign that permission set to only those 10 contract managers. Okay, so all the 100 will have same profile. Okay, but in addition those 10, those special ones, will have that permission set assigned to them. Okay, so they will be contract manager as well as they are having some special privileges as per that additional permission set. Okay, and there is one more important question is permission set basically is always used to extend the access. Okay, it cannot actually revoke the access. Say for example, if you have got this permission on profile as account, create, edit, delete, everything. Okay, and now you create additional permission set saying on account you just give create and read. Okay, so and you assign that profile plus permission set to one user, so that user will still be having profile level access in this case, because out of permission set and profiles access, those access level clashes. So system will count whichever access is wider, okay, and not the narrower. Okay, so if permission set access is narrower, it will be overridden by profile level access, and if permissions access is wider than the profile one, then permission set will override that access. So whichever is wider gets overridden. Okay, so that means permission set can never be used to narrow down the access. Okay, it will always be to widen the access. Now, so these are few special informations. Apart from that, public groups and queues. What is public group? So while assigning a case, right, as we have seen email alert, you have given access to the users basically, which user that public that email should be sent. If you want actually that some action to be done against one particular group of users, okay, say for example email alert to be sent to 5 people of service team. So say for example some actions are to be sent to service team, okay, so all the users should get that notification. So what you do, or if say for example some case has to be assigned, some lead has to be assigned to some special service group, and any one user of that group can resolve that. So in that case you will create a public group. Specify filter criteria, no need. You can actually specify label equals to something like that, group name create by, no need, but okay, we are not going to do anything with the criteria. Select fields to display, yeah, okay. Visible to me, visible to all user. Always create it visible to certain group of user or all user because it is at org level. If you just keep it visible to me, so this public group will never be seen by any other user, which is of no use generally. So service team public group, okay. Public group is basically the group of users ultimately. Yeah, you just need to give it a name, and then the next screen should appear to allow you to add what new group membership. Okay, this is a group member, new public group again. All right, okay. Yeah, so what has happened is, like, initially I created one public group, okay. So basically it still takes me to the, I'll get to the one I created, okay. This one actually it appears as it is a parent public group, it appears in a drop down. Okay, then I can actually add new meaning it either allows me to add again a subgroup to the major group. Okay, suppose say for example it is global service team. Okay, global service team group. So say for example it will have all the service team groups differently added, like service group of UK customers, service group of US customers and all. They already have their own service groups, UK service group, US service group, something like that, and now they are to be added in a global service group as well, so that at least organizations, if global communication is to be sent for across all the service groups, then that message will be published only for in one group saying global public group. Okay, so automatically it will be sent to all the other users in that public group or any other public group inside that the upper public group. Okay, so it's a kind of cascading of a public group under a public group. Sample public group I will give. Okay, it is again the similar wizard. Here you get to know public group role, roles and subordinate and users. So basically here also you can add new public group or you can add user. So we will not go for cascading now. Probably you can try cascading of a public group as an exercise. Now basically I'm not going to add any public group. Public group users. I'm just going to add set of users in it. Okay, grant access using hierarchies, it rolls up to the upper hierarchy as I told, at the role hierarchy level. Only 4 users, so I will add 3 users in that public group. Okay, add to delegated administration, no need of it, I'll save it. So now under that service team public group, it has added PG users and group name PG users, and I can see all the users in that public group. Okay, so whenever I select say for example for any workflow or so, you will see that one while creating approval processes even. One more thing, when you want to associate action with a workflow rule, you have to first deactivate it, new action if you want to associate, and then you can add it. It is a best practice. Edit, add new workflow action. So I will add search. If I search public group here, if I want actually this email alert to be sent to one public group, so it will actually give me all the public groups available. So I can just give it public groups, and then service, probably for a service group I would have created. I have created PG users. So it is giving me PG users. Okay. So this and additional emails I add. So basically, instead of assigning that email to one particular user, I can assign it to service group. Say for example, particular case is to be cancelled or some order is cancelled and all, the email alert to be triggered to the service department or order department. For such an email alert, you just create a sort of public group of that order related information or order processing department, because many of the employee who leaves the organization, ideally it should not be individual user dependency. So always try to keep a best practice. Whenever it is departmental thing for organization level, try to create a public group for that and set up that hierarchy and architecture in place. Users can always be changed. You can add or remove users from public group anytime. Okay, and keep assigning those public groups only to all the activities like email alerts and all that. Okay, whenever it is needed for communication purpose or even for assignment purpose. So this is how is the use of a public group. Apart from that, what is there? Manage territory not needed. Company profile we have already seen. Yeah, company information, business hour, holidays, language settings I told. Then security control, the main thing is sharing setting, field accessibility. Password policies also, you can set up your own password policy. I think these are very simple sections. You can actually go there and you can define what kind of password restriction, secret answer and all that. Require a minimum 1 day password lifetime. Apart from that, any other link you want to be redirected to, or how many passwords to be remembered. If you don't want a user to keep any password repetitively before like from last 6 password, they should not repeat it. So you can actually change that setting here. Session is also nothing to do with actually. This is standard is enough. Login flow, network access, activation, no need. Okay. Apart from that, now finally I'm moving to approval processes. Okay, because all the critical important parts are there completed.